Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, your Herd 37. So I was searching around for some flights, and I just happened to look for the Cessna 404 Titan, and actually found a place that had a bunch of jobs for it. And it obviously had the Titan, and it is 9A4. As you can see, it's in Lawrence County in Courtland, Alabama. And for our flight, we actually have a pretty long one for us. We usually don't do long flights in FSEconomy. But this one's 453 nautical miles. This is actually going to the base of that plane, which is FA40, Hidden Lake in Newport Richey, Florida. See, there's a bunch of jobs there. Kind of nice. And, alright, check this out. Like I said, that's the actual base of it, too. So we'll get a nice bonus for taking it back. And it's $600 an hour. Look at this Titan right here. Now it says it can hold 348 gallons. It says it's got 174 right now and only uses 30 gallons an hour, which is kind of confusing because that means it can basically almost go 6 hours right now, which kind of seems long for a plane like that. Bring up the calculator because we can go 217 knots. I don't think we're going to add any fuel, so let's see. It's got 174 gallons, using 30 an hour. Say it's 5.8, and let's see, 217 knots. It uses 30 gallons an hour. That's not at all what I wanted. How did I do this earlier? But oh, I know what I did. Let's see. My flight. Alright, so it's 453 nautical miles. Go back to the plane. Divided by 217. Damn it. 453. Shit. 453 divided by 217. So it basically is like a little over 2 hours. So it should have plenty of fuel. So I don't think we have to fuel it up at all. Here's 9A4 where we're taking off. There's, as you can see, the 2 runways. We're going to be taking off because I'll show you the wind here. Flight Sim Commander. As you can see, it's coming from the northwest. So we're actually going to take runway 31. We'll zoom in here. Alright, so we'll be taking off on runway 31 right here. And if you want to see information on this, let's go back to 984. Runway 31 heading 312, and it's about 5,000 feet long, concrete runway. So it's good distance. There's nothing too much important here. You just have this stuff for the departure, which is kind of general, to be quite honest. So I don't really check that out. But we've got all the information here. There's nothing too much to see. I mean, it's a small airport, so there's not, you know. You can see stuff like this, though, like the surface, like severe cracking with vegetation. But that doesn't really apply to us because obviously we're in FSX, so it's going to be fine, you know. FA40, where we're going to be landing. You see the weather here. Zoom out. You can see it's coming from the southwest all through here. So we're going to be landing, there's just the one runway. And we're going to be landing, coming in here on runway 23. FA40. Hidden Lake, 3,400 feet. And as I said, runway 23, a heading of 233. It's pretty cool though, it's right on, as you can see, right by the lake. If you go back over here, you can see the picture. It's right over by the lakes. Of course, it's not going to look anything like that in FSX, which is kind of, I don't know, why I don't use some of this stuff, because it doesn't really matter the condition and all that stuff. It's going to be FSX. And this is a privately owned airport. Alright, we'll go back over to FSEconomy. My flight. So, like I said, I don't think we're going to have to put any fuel in it, which is a good thing. Alright, so 453 nautical miles, so let's go ahead and go over to FSX and get it going. Alright, everybody, here we are. Let's get FSEconomy going. Start the flight. Alright, bring this back to full screen. Start out in a crappy area, man, right beyond this building. We gotta get over to runway 23. I'm not for sure, but I think we need to be over here. Like I say, I'm not totally sure of that. Figure that out here in a second, but we gotta get out of here. Just gonna go ahead and push it back before we get it started up and everything. Just happen to be in a bad area. Maybe I should have pushed out before we started. The Titan, man, this plane was great. We used it so much in FS Passengers. I just really enjoy the plane. As you can see, it holds a fair amount of people. We've actually got 9 people. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I count that right? Yeah, but it says 9. In FSEconomy can hold 9. Is there a third one over here? No? Not really. So I'm not sure how we hold 9 exactly, but we have 9. Alright, sweet. Alright, so that's pretty good right there. We'll go ahead and stop the pushback. Put our parking brake on. Go down here to these switches. I don't even know that I remember the switches. Got to turn the tanks on. Alright. See if I can remember how to do it. Turn on the right battery. Mags, left alternator. Fuel pump, hit the primer. I think we gotta... I can't remember if we have to set these first or not. I think so. The starter. Alright, I'll move this up and turn that fuel pump off. Right alternator, mags, fuel pump, hit the primer. Alright, starter up. Oh hell, what have I done? Gotta turn the nav on. Move that all the way up. Cut the fuel pump off of that. Yeah, I forgot to hit the nav. Luckily it's not FS Passengers, we would have gotten dinged. Pitot heat, stall heat, avionics bus. This is all anti-ice, we don't need to worry about that. Let's look up here. Turn that on, bring our yoke back. Alright, so as I said, we're going to be taking off on runway 31. I think I said 23 but, when we were in the plane. No, 31. I'm trying to think, so maybe we need to be over here. But anyways, 312. Alright, let me bring up ATC. Yeah, there's not a tower. I didn't think there would be. Like I said, we're taking off on runway 31, so we'll announce the taxi.
For traffic, Cessna, November 90258 Zulu is taxiing to runway 31.
Alright, hit the taxi light. Alright, parking brake is off. Go ahead and start taxiing over to our runway. Yeah, so I think we need to be over here. This is 30, say, I think it's the intersection. Alright, so I guess we can probably, yeah, just taxi straight on down here. I bet there's not going to be anywhere to take off in the middle, no intersection. Well, there might be one right here, actually. Let's think right here. We might be able to take off from there. We'll check it when we get down there. See if this got enough room for us. The flaps are coming out. You know what? We'll just go down to the end. Just to make sure. There's our autopilot. I'll leave it up there. Alright, we need to move. Can't remember how to do it. Alright, that moves it to GPS for following the navigation. Alright, now I got both hands back on. It says 452 nautical miles. Can't remember what we were saying in flight simulator. There was something just like that. Maybe I shouldn't taxi too fast. Save some fuel. That's the thing. It pays like $8,500, but we're gonna rent the plane $600 an hour. Even if it takes like 2, that's still like $1,200. And it's probably gonna take a little over 2 hours. Even if it takes like 2.5, that's like $1,800. Not $1,800. $1,500. Then we gotta tack on all the fuel. It doesn't pay that well. So we'll take off right here. So I guess technically it is an intersection takeoff, so we're not going all the way to the end. Alright, let me stop right here. So basically we're taking off, I guess, mainly to the south, so I'll say that we're heading out to the south.
Niner Alpha 4, traffic, Cessna, November, Niner 258, Zulu, taking off, runway 31, south, departure.
Alright, it looks like we're clear. That doesn't look like that long of a runway, by the way. And we're going to be cruising at 8,500 feet. Alright, that does not stop you, by the way. You have to hit the altitude hold. Alright, but we just announced that we're taking off to the south. Strobe comes on, landing lights coming on. Let's go ahead and get on out of here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we have that much runway. So we wouldn't have been able to probably take off from right there. From up there where we were thinking about it. Alright. Although it looks a little bit longer now that we're actually on the runway. I'm going to pull back on the power just a little bit. FS passengers, you do that and it'll take an engine out. Alright, let's go ahead and rotate. Get over these trees. Alright, pause rate, gears coming up. Barely hear it. That nose down. Alright, go ahead and retract the flaps. Trim her out here. Alright, let's go ahead and start our turn to the left. trying to hold it right at about 1,200 feet as well on the climb. Yeah, down here in Alabama, it looks like there's nothing here. Those get a little low. Go ahead and bring up the autopilot. Turn on the autopilot. Just hit that nav. Get this over here. This is some 452. Desired track is 149. And as it says right here, let's see, 2 hours 39 minutes at this speed. Of course, we will speed up once we hit our 8,500 feet. I'm going to bring the power back a little bit, keep it in the green. See, we're already coming up to 4,000 feet. I like our climb rate right there. I'll go ahead and actually... Where's my ATC? That way it doesn't get behind it. Come on, 4,500. We'll go ahead and lean it out. Put about 85 to begin with. Doesn't look like there's too much around. Let's take a look outside. I like that plane, it's pretty clean. So everything to see is probably out there. I don't know, it looks like it's a pretty good sized area, really. I didn't recognize the name of it, so I don't think I've ever heard of it before. It looks like it's right there on some river. That be the Mississippi, maybe? Alright, 5,500 feet. Let's go ahead and lean it out. I'm going to put it at 75 now. And I remember in FS Passengers, I can lean it out pretty daggone good. It's not pressurized. I made that mistake when I put it in FS Passengers. I accidentally said it was pressurized. Yeah, we can lean it out to like 35-40%. Yeah, it's going to be pretty expensive to rent, $600 an hour. So we know we're in it for at least $1,500. Then you tack on the fuel, then all the booking fees and everything. We will get the bonus. That'll be good, because I can't remember how much it was for the bonus, but hopefully the bonus will maybe even pay. I don't know if it'll pay for the airplane, the rental. Maybe it'll pay for the fuel. That would be kind of nice to get that money back. And hopefully don't get eaten up by the booking fee and the ground crew fee. Because we do seem to get bit by that quite a lot. But see, here's the thing. It says 219. We do not cruise at 219 knots. That's the thing keeps throwing me off. We'll be like 170 or something, so it's going to take longer than that. But I think we'll still have the fuel. But our system down here says it's like, yeah, 2.5 hours. So it should, didn't I say it would take just a little over 2? 85. So you can hear the way the engine's changed when I move that down. You can see the speed coming up. We're gonna bring up the autopilot because we'll hit the altitude hold at 8,500. Coming up on 8,500. There we go. I think we can turn our taxi light off as well. You look down here. $437 miles, just over 2 hours, and that's coming down. Desired trek 150. See, we're not going to be anywhere near 219 knots. Technically, we're supposed to pull off the power. I'm not going to pull off too much. Alright, I'll put it right there. Let's go ahead and start leaning it out some. Right there at 45. Speed went up a little bit. Let's see if we can get it down to 40. I probably won't try to take it any lower than that. Let's see, our speed's not even going to get to like 180. We're like, what, 170, right around 174 or so? And it said 219? Like, there's no way. There's no way. Let's check this gauge again. Hour 55, so... And we're going to be in this plane for some good money. It's going to eat away at our profits. Which is one reason I pulled back on the thrust a little bit more. But, yeah, so it's going to take a little while. So I'll go ahead and speed her up, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, slowing it down. About 28 or so miles out. Coming up on 6,300 feet. Go ahead. Enrich the mixture. And let's go over to ATC. Look for FA40 Hidden Lake right there. Tune into the traffic. Runway for landing. We're landing on runway 23. Full stop landing. And we'll tell them our position.
Foxtrot Alpha 40, traffic, Cessna, November, 92580 is 27 miles northwest, 6,200, inbound to land, runway 23.
Then about 64. See, still got plenty of fuel, but like I figured, it's using more than the actual thing said, and you can see, even descending, we're not anywhere near 219. That's 200. I'm figuring that's 215. So it's in the yellow. 219 is in the yellow. So I don't quite understand that. Yeah, because that's 210. So 220 is in the yellow. And it said it cruised at 219? No way. Anyway, let's move the range down. We need to come out to the left a little bit. So we'll switch over to heading. I think the elevation was something like 30 feet. So we're basically going to be at sea level. And this is the lake, by the way. Huge lake. About 21 miles out, 5,400 feet. I'm going to go ahead and switch on our taxi lane. What is the range on that anyway? What does that set to us? 15. See it better on this one, actually. And the heading is 233, which I have this other nav set up to 233. There is no ILS or anything, but I just like that so I can see where my how the runway is, direction of the runway. I think we might need to go out to the left a little bit more. Descend just a little bit quicker. It's still 17 miles out. We're descending about 700 feet a minute or so. Set my altimeter actually. Going up on 4,000. I'm going to put this to 75%. That's 76. Been an easy flight though. It's been good weather and everything. There wasn't even a whole lot of clouds on the way here. It's been a very nice flying day in real life. Although I thought the south was getting pounded. There's like a tropical storm or something. So I thought they were getting pounded. Maybe it's not here yet. – 4,000 feet. I'm going to pull back on the thrust a little bit. Listen a little bit quicker. Pull back a little bit more on the thrust. Put my joystick at 50%. Get it down to about 1,000 feet a minute. So we're 12 miles out. We're still at about 3,600 feet. We still got to slow down and get our gear and everything out. So I guess the airport isn't technically right on the lake. It'd been really cool if it was. Alright, coming up to 3,000 feet, so I'm going to go ahead and full ridge. And I'm going to slow up on our descent. Back a little bit to the right. I don't see the airport anywhere. Everything coming into view. Speed's coming down, which is good. Pulling the thrust back a little bit. Just 8 miles out. I'm going to go ahead and actually hold 2,100 feet. That'll help bring our speed down as well. We don't want to get too low. It's basically going almost directly to our right, like 90 degrees. Actually, I have to sit up a little bit. I should have held our altitude a little bit more, a little bit higher, because I don't see this thing anywhere. It's basically like straight to our right as soon as we get up here. Only 6 miles away. Just sit up just a little bit. Could that? I don't think that's. It looks like it's not 6 miles away. Our speed's pretty good. That looks like it could be it. Because that does look like it's starting to look more and more like a runway. And it's coming up just about straight to our right. That's going to be it. Well, that doesn't look like it because of that. Nah, that can't be it because it's not. It's like it's further on up. Although now it's almost. Is that going to be it? That looks like it actually is it, because now we're actually to the right of it. Gears come out. Flaps coming out. I should have called base leg.
Alpha 40, traffic, Cessna, November 90258 Zulu is on base, runway 23.
Is that white thing in front, I guess, is it a building or is it water? Everything off there. Man, it looks like it's better to come around from the other side, because look at that freaking tree right there. Let's go around to the other side.
Foxtrot Alpha 40, traffic, Cessna, November 90258 Zulu, going around.
Let's set this for 153. It's not the longest runway around, and that tree. We've been dealing with grass runways with trees, but man, that tree looks like it's just perfectly in the wrong spot. going for runway 5 now. Can never remember upwind and downwind. I think we're going up.
Foxtrot Delta 40 traffic. Cessna November 92580 is on downwind, runway 5.
Gear is coming up and the flaps are being retracted. Gain a little bit of altitude so we can go out here and make a better approach around it. Come out around maybe to the shore of the lake. Just don't want to gain too much altitude. Let's adjust this 053, I believe. Can't be right. Alright, we're gonna end up too high if we don't go ahead and level out. Alright. Count the base leg.
Traffic. Cessna November 92580 is on base, runway 5.
Gears coming down. Notch of flaps. I'm afraid we may have come too far to the left. Need to really get around and take a look. See what we've done here. Yeah, so we didn't come straight out. I had it right there. Let's start heading over there. This is where I wish I had track IR. This is just right there. But I can't keep a look on it. The notch of flaps. I can't remember if there's 3 notch of flaps or 2 or what in this plane. All these different planes. Want to get too low? Almost looks like there's a tree right in front of the runway from this side as well. Stick out a little better. Come on now. Yeah, look, it looks like there's a tree right in front of the runway on this one as well. Get down a little bit more. throttle a little bit more. We're on final.
Alpha 40, traffic, Cessna, November, 90258 Zulu is on final, runway 5 to land.
Looks like we're still a little bit too high. We need to just stay above that tree. We don't have a ton of room. It's not a real long runway. Was it 3,500, 3,300 feet? I mean, it's plenty long, but we have to come over that tree a little bit. Probably going to go a little bit further down the runway for touchdown. Right over that tree, and now we can come on down a little bit more. A little to the right, a little bit too much to the right. Looks like it's been raining here. We were a little off to the right there. Took us a little bit longer to actually get down. Maybe it's slightly fast, and maybe that's why it took a little bit longer to get down. Other than that, it actually felt pretty good. Just a little off to the right. Yeah, well, I guess we just flew over into the grass. Somebody owns this plane. I do believe a player in the game owns this game. Owns someone, a real person, I believe, owns this plane in the game world, simulation or whatever. FSEconomy. And this is, like I said, it's home airport, which is kind of a nice little airport. I would wish for some pavement or something, but other than that, we'll just pull over here, clear of the runway.
Foxtrot, Alpha 40, traffic, Cessna,
Come over
November,
here.
90258
Landing lights can come off. Anti-collision lights off as well. Did I set that parking brake? Yeah, it's gonna. FSEconomy is gonna do that. All right. Come down to here again, and we'll turn off the avionics, bus, pitot heat, stall heat. Taxi light you can come off as well. Cut the fuel. So nav light can come off. Batteries are off. Mags are off. Everything is off. That's kind of weird. I don't know why that happened. It was odd. Open the door and she started back up for a second. It's almost. Alright. Let's go ahead and. Actually, one thing I almost forgot. Oh, I thought I was recording this. I hit R. What's going on now? Alright. Well, I can do instant replay, I guess. Let's go over to FSEconomy and take a look at her. Alright, we'll hit the refresh here. Yes, I'm always afraid that they're going to show back up. I'm worried about that. It was, 0.18, I think, so we had a good amount of flying time on this one. Yeah, so 8,685 was the basic income. We rented the airplane for 2 hours and 24 minutes at $600 an hour. It cost us, as I said, it's probably going to cost about $1,500. It was actually $1,446.83. Yeah, I used $446.62 in fuel, $868.50 for the ground crew, and $781 on the booking, $781.65 for the booking fee. So our expenses ended up being about $2,092.77 on that one. Distance bonus only $226. I thought we'd have gotten a lot more than that, so it didn't even cover the fuel. So earnings for the flight were $5,371.73. It seems like a long flight for only $5,300. Could be wrong. But it seems like we've made more. For MU Hurt 30, yeah, 53, 53, 85. Must have been a good one. 59, 6,000, 4. Yeah, not too bad, I guess. Alright. It doesn't show all of them. I thought it did. Because I know our first one came down to Florida from like Ashland, I think. Ashland, Kentucky. Let's go over to the bank. Cash. Is it 53.71? 73. I must have totally screwed it up. I didn't put a period in there, did I? Yeah. 5,371. Come on, work with me. 73. I wish we would have had that much money. Yeah, we're up to 120 grand, man. I like that. I like that a lot. I so want to purchase something, but I don't think we have enough money. Let's see if we take that out. Actually, private sales offers. Nothing. Let's, how do we do it? Yeah, by model. That's how we want. I'm not sure that we'll actually make any money. If there's a ton of players, we would, because people will be renting it and stuff like that. But it's like a basic Cessna. I guess probably won't even make that much money. So there's the private sale offers? Or no, that's only bank owned, I guess. 159. Yeah, we need something. None of those are in the US, are they? Alright, that one's in Iowa. That one's in Iowa as well. And that's in Mexico. Ah, that's Tampico. We flew to Tampico. That was a nice airport, actually. Alright, what about player owned? Really need something in the US. I was in Alaska. $1 million. What has this thing never been flown? It has. It's ridiculous. Dream on. $1 million for no. Especially when there's others for, a little over 100 grand. There's those two in Iowa. 160, 137, 180, 150, 170. I mean, we're right there. We're so close. 120. Another 30 grand or so. Maybe a little bit more. 170, 150. That one's in Charlotte. It doesn't have GPS. Can you add GPS to it? Can you do stuff like that, I wonder? Or is that why it's a little bit cheaper? Other than that one, because this one has GPS. That one doesn't have GPS either. Let's look at the time on them. That's got a lot more hours on it, and they want a lot more money. Alright, but we're close. Like that one, that's 130 grand. I mean, we got 120. This is 124. That's not in the U.S. Where is that? Well, it is. It's in Illinois. And we're like $4,200 away from that. It doesn't have GPS either. Yeah, so we're getting close to being able to buy something. And then we'll set up a group. Because I know I had someone ask about group. Then if I want to join their group, I want to create one. And maybe we can have a bunch of people fly for us and stuff like that. Maybe we can make more money as like a group, as a company or something. We'll see. I'll have to really look into that a little bit more. But that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I will catch you guys on the next flight.